Yeah, it's felt pretty seat of the pants, this run to the final, but they're there. And it's been exciting and it's been dramatic. Tash Dowie joins us now. You heard on co-commentary alongside Joe Shannon last night, former England Liverpool player. Hi, Tash.
Hi guys, how are we?
Oh, blimey! It's been pretty crazy, hasn't it? Another really crazy night with the Lionesses. I mean, now you've had a little bit of time to reflect on it. You were there in the stadium. How are you feeling about it overall?
Exactly the same as I felt after pretty much every performance. It's very similar to the Sweden game. How are we where we are after the France game? And again, I think we're all kind of asking the question of how are we in a final with the performances that we put on? But I also think on the flip side, this kind of never say die attitude, minutes left within the game and they just never know when it's over. They never believe it's over until it is over. And to do what they've done the last couple of games, the football hasn't been great. And personally, I think they can't get away with that against Spain or Germany. So something's going to have to change. But we also know England on their day, they can turn it on. But I think for me, there hasn't been a full 90-minute performance, and that's a worrying thing.
When you've got great substitutes like we have, who have been effective in games, what do you think? Why do you think she's leaving it so long? Every single person, pundit, fan, we're all sitting there going, come on, you've got to change it. It was so obvious. And when she changed it, it worked, but it went to extra time. If she did it earlier, you might actually win the game in 90 minutes. What's the reason, do you think, she does this?
I think you're spot on. And I think the reason is because it does work. And I think she can almost say, well, look what I've done, look at my, my kind of records as a coach. And you can't almost question that, but it is frustrating. And I also think as a player that's on the bench, I think I'd really struggle in that environment, if I'm being honest. If I was a Chloe Kelly that had come on and done it time and time again and was producing and delivering, did it in 2022 for us, a winning goal, and still can't get herself into the starting 11, and then probably again won't start in the final, and Agyemang won't start. These players that have basically been saving England, I don't think the starting 11 will change. And you have to ask Sarina that. I think she's very loyal to the players that have been there and done it for her in the past, potentially a little bit too loyal, in my opinion, to some people that I still don't think are fully fit, 100% fit. You look at Stanway, I don't think she's been herself this tournament. Kira Walsh, I think the midfield have struggled a lot throughout the tournament. But she's not going to change, and they'll probably go on and win it back to back, and we'll all be sitting here, looking like numpties, even wondering why we're questioning her, because everyone says in Sarina we trust. But I just wish it was a little bit less stressful to watch, put it that way.
Well, Sarina Wiegman spoke about the substitutes after the game last night. This is what she had to say.
They just accept their role and they're ready, and they get ready, and they know they have a huge contribution to the team. And I think what I said before too, you could bring so many players on the pitch and I make the decisions, but everyone's ready to go. So today also Aggie came in and she made it very difficult for their defenders too. Together with Michelle, with the two of them. And then of course when we had to go back because we scored 1-1, then Aggie goes to the left side and she knows exactly what to do too. So they're really well prepared, they're ready to go, and they brought something extra, and that's what the team needed. So that's really nice to have, and it says a lot about this team.
One big concern we've got is we're just not ruthless enough. I mean, we had 58 touches in the Italian box, and how many saves did Giuliani, their keeper, really have to make? Tough save. Not very many. Final ball's not quite there. The finish isn't quite there. And until Michelle Agyemang just put her foot through that one, there were so many times I was thinking, just drill it. I mean, the Lauren James one, that was very out of character. Nobody can strike a ball like her, apart from Agyemang in the team. Yet she tried to place it. Some of the decision making. I mean, look, we know we've got good players and they can score goals, but there's just something not quite right at the moment.
Yeah, and I think as well, if you look at leading into the tournament, Lauren James has missed a big chunk towards the end. Lauren Hemp out for 5-6 months. So these are big spells. Georgia Stanway out for 6 months with Bayern Munich. So players are coming to this tournament, not 100% fit, and then you're asking them to play back-to-back 120-minute games. James has now gone off injured with a knock. Yes, that's unfortunate, but is that because of the amount of minutes she's been playing with the lack of game time building in? I think Hemp looked dead on her legs, but credit to her, she kept going. And Stanway, like I said, hasn't looked herself. So again, we talk about this loyalty that Sarina has and this starting 11 that she wants to play. But for me, I just think she has to give these other players an opportunity now that are performing and producing. But she won't. And I think, Joe, credit to her, because she has built something special within this camp that she says the subs know their role. And they do know that. And I think, for me, is it that mentality that when those players come on, they actually love Sarina that much that they're wanting it to do her? Or is it almost a bit of, right, I'm going to prove you wrong. You know, this is why you should be starting it. A bit angry. I'm not too sure. I can't read it, whether or not these players that are coming on are angry, or actually whether they just really do respect Sarina so much. But either way, it's working.
Do you, go on.
Sorry, Andy, carry on there. What are you going to say?
No, so it would be difficult to drop Russo, for example. Her running power is incredible.
Yeah, she really works.
And at one point, though, she was pressing on her own. I was going, oh, don't do that. You know, you've got to back her up. You know, I thought that was a bit odd. There was this moment where she was running between goalie, defender, and other defender. You know,
there was. I mean,
I think that's a great point, though, as well, boys. And I said this. I said I would like us to have a bit more of a nastiness about us, because Russo, for me, sets the tone from the start. Her work rate's phenomenal. And the service that she was getting last night, if I was a number 9 in that team, some of the balls up to her were at her neck, were at her head, and she's playing against the back 5. You have to demand more from your teammates there. And then she gets dragged off, and obviously the subs that come on have a great impact. But she shouldn't be getting taken off. Russo's too good a player to be getting taken off, but that was because of the lack of service that she wasn't getting.
Finally, Tash, do you give Germany a puncher's chance tonight, or are you fully expecting us to be facing Spain on the weekend?
No, I actually think Germany have a great chance. I definitely do think Spain are the favourites, but I think it'll be a similar game to us versus Italy. I think Spain would just edge it for me. And then, I mean, it's a big one then, us versus Spain or us versus Germany. Really, it's 50-50, who turns up on the day. And I think that's the hardest thing with this England team. In the past, you would have fancied us, but I just think because we've been so hit and miss, I'm not just sure. I don't know what England's going to turn up.
Would you rather play Spain or Germany?
I would rather play Germany.
Yeah, yes, of course. I think we don't often say that in football circles, do we?
Yeah, that's very true.
Well, catch up with you later in the week, Tash. Thanks very much.
Cheers, guys. Nice to see you.
Natasha Dowie there, former England Liverpool striker, and our co-commentator for all the England games. That final, of course, we'll bring you on Sunday. It's an early kick, it's 5 o'clock kickoff, isn't it?
But if they were to beat Spain, Germany, they'd obviously be pretty good, wouldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Spain, Germany is tonight. Kevin Hatchard, Leanne Sanderson, your commentary team on talkSPORT 2. The second semi-final, 8 o'clock kickoff.